So, here's the thing, chat. How much? Okay, let me ask you guys a question. All right. How many times have you been messaged by what seems to be a moderately attractive girl on Discord, on Twitter, some form of social media that reaches out and wants to talk to you, wants to befriend you for whatever reason? Genuinely curious. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever run into that kind of scenario? So I was approached by this nice, lovely bouquet of flowers named Love Kate.
They changed their profile picture.
He was supposed to be a damn 90-day fiance and never left.
Thank you, Hikari, for the 31 months. I appreciate that. So she reaches out to me. Her name is Love Kate. And she goes, "Hey, what's up?" I respond with, "Nothing much. I'm just working." She says, "My name is Love Kate. And you?" I respond with, "Mine is Love Mark." Because, you know,
why?
She introduced herself as Love Kate. I mean, I thought we're just, you know, we prefixed our name with love because maybe she's just from a culture that does that. I don't know.
Maybe
oh, nice.
She was love from
Where are you, Love Mark? So she believed me. She actually genuinely believed that my name was Love Mark for whatever reason. So after being asked where I was specifically, and just so you guys know, when I'm on Discord, the only time I'm on Discord is when I'm taking a shit on the toilet. So I respond to her, "Oh, nice," with "Thank you, my mother chose it for me." And she says, "Where are you?" And I go, "I'm on the toilet right now. I only read Discord messages when on it. It gives me something to do when I'm bored." Because that is true. That is where I record all my gacha videos, all the gameplay. That's where I respond to DMs. So she goes, "Your mother gave you a sweet name." And I said, "Well, she's dead now, but I'm sure she'd appreciate that compliment." She goes, "May her soul rest in peace. What country are you from?" And I responded with, "Well, I'm from Australia originally, but I live in the US now." She goes, "I'm in the USA too. Where are you in the USA?" And I'm like, all right, that's an interesting question to ask. You know, we just met, she's asking me where I am. But okay, sure. I said, "Oh, you live here too? Sweet. What's your favorite part about the country?" And she goes, "I'm Florida, Apalachicola." I don't know what the fuck Apalachicola is or where that is. "What about you, B?" And I'm like, where am I? Well, I'm in my bathroom right now. It's 10:30 p.m. and I'm finishing up in here before a long cold shower after working out. And then I was like, oh, so she's in Florida. Okay, it must be hot there. She goes, "What part are you in USA?" And I was like, wow, she's being very pushy. She really wants to know where I live. So, okay, I was like, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe she just wants to be really good friends. I love friends. So I say, I'm in North Carolina because I am. Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a beautiful state. There are no crocodiles, there are no spiders, and there are no kangaroos trying to murder you because that's what happens in Australia. You know, it's a common occurrence in Australia. And I said, I hate Florida because I do. Not a very nice place at all for any reason. And she goes, "What make you hate Florida?" I said, "It's the sticky weather because I don't like the weather there. It reminds me of Australia and I hated the weather in Australia." And she goes, "Okay, how old are you?" And I'm like, dude, I am like 33, okay? I don't want to tell people my age. That's offending. That offends me a little bit. So I said 33. My back aches every morning I wake up. Sometimes I even pee sitting down. I'm being completely honest with her because the foundation of any good friendship is honesty.
Except for you don't pee sitting down.
So
white lion.
She goes, "Well, I'm 30. Did you stay alone or family?" I'm like, when? Like, did I stay alone or family when? Like when it came to America, when I was back in Australia? Like, what? So I said when, and she's like, "What did you mean when?" And I'm like, well, you asked, did I stay alone or with family? I was asking when, like when I had to pee sitting down? Is that when you're asking me if I was with my family or alone? Because honestly, if I'm with my family and I'm peeing in front of them sitting down, it's going to be a very awkward situation. To which I responded, but I stated, I don't think they'd appreciate that. Because I don't. So then Love Kate goes, "I stay with my grandma here in Florida." Okay, that's cool. You're 30 years old, living with your grandmother in Florida, and you're messaging random strangers online. You know, that's one way to live your life. Sure. So I said, "Oh, she must be nice to let you live there with her." She goes, "Yes, she is nice. What about you? Did you stay with any of your grandma?" I'm like sure, yeah, I've stayed with my grandma before at one point or another. And I'm like, how many grandmas do you think I have? Because she's like, did you ever stay with any of your grandmas? And I'm like, how many do you think I have? And she goes, one. I'm like, what? I said, oh, well, no, my grandmother isn't nice like yours is. And she goes, oh. And I said, she washed my mouth out with soap when I was a kid because I said a bad word.
What the fuck?
And she did a laughing face. What is your late mother's name? She asked me.
What
And
the
I'm like,
hell? That is so intrusive.
Why do you want to know the name of my dead mother?
She also wants to know the make of your car, the year you were born. You know, the security questions. And have you ever had a pet? And what was its name?
So what's your late mother's name? And I said, Anne, because it's not, but, you know, for the sake of continuing this conversation, because I was curious where it was going to go, I was like, Anne. And she goes, wow, what about your dad? What is your dad's name? I lost both my parents the last 3 years in a car accident on their way to work. And I'm like, holy shit, why is she telling me this information? Okay. And so I said, my dad's name is Eddie. It's not, but, you know, I said it was Eddie. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And she goes, it's okay. I'm hoping your dad is doing well over there with you. And I said, oh, well, he passed away years ago as well. I don't have any living relatives, unfortunately. And she goes, that means you stay alone in the USA. And I said, I mean, I don't have any blood-related relatives here, if that's what you mean. She goes, yes, I'm the last of my bloodline. I'm like the Highlander. There can only be one. She goes, do you stay here alone in the States? And I'm like, holy shit, what kind of question is that? Do you have any living family? Are you alone right now? And I'm like,
what are you wearing?
I'm on the toilet right now. You're creeping me out with these questions. Are you alone? So, did you stay alone here in the States? That's okay. What about your kids and wife?
We have kids?
I don't have any kids, but
Holy shit!
my wife and I do live together. We even have separate bathrooms, which is very important, because it's very important in a relationship, in a marriage, to have two separate bathrooms. One for the husband to go shit in, the other for the wife to go, you know, powder her nose in. She says, oh, that is very nice. Okay. I said, yeah, Taco Bell does weird things to her. That's why we need separate bathrooms.
Okay, why you gotta call me out like that?
And she goes, I believe she is very beautiful.
Oh, God.
And at this point, I'm like, babe, did you make an alt account and are you messaging me on Discord? Are you wondering where I am and you want me to tell you you're beautiful?
Tell me I'm beautiful right now.
So I'm like, she is beautiful. Yeah, people often tell me that I married out of my league. And it's true, because people are always like, Stix, you're so ugly. How did you marry someone so attractive? And I'm like, dude, content creator privileges, dude. I was making $500 a month when she fell for me. $500 a month I was making, and she was like, that is a winner. That is how I secured her as a wife. And she then asked me, can I see a picture of your wife?
Oh, God.
So I'm like, All right. I said, sure. I'll show you a picture of my wife. And she goes, okay. So back when we lived in the apartment complex, before we moved here, we did a birthday stream for Mrs. Stix. And that birthday stream, I had to put on makeup. And Mrs. Stix, afterwards, after she put the makeup on, this was the face I made when I was trying to remove all the makeup. I was in tears. I was scrubbing the makeup from my eyes. And that is the face I made after failing to remove the makeup from my face. Okay? So that's a picture I sent her. I was like, this is my beautiful wife. And she goes, this is you. And what about your wife's picture? And I respond with, no, that is her. That isn't me. I said, this is me. So then I sent her a picture of what I looked like 7 years ago. I'm like, this is me.
That's the man I fell in love with right there.
So that was when I was 400 pounds. And I said, she would be very upset to hear you saying she looks like a man. And she goes, oh, you're looking handsome. I'm like, thank you. And she goes, she's okay with her smile. This is Mrs. Stix. She's just okay. You, though, you're very handsome.
I am insulted. How dare.
No way you tricked her with that picture? I did.
You cannot tell me this is a real person. Like, they had to have known you were fucking around with him.
And I said, thank you. My mother told me I was a keeper. Your mother, she is a good mother, and this is the picture she sends me.
That's what I remember as a booby blonde-haired girl.
This is her. This is Kate.
/ organ harvester. No, not my organs.
This is Kate. This is the woman.
No, that's
the
not
30-year-old.
Kate. That's Love Kate. Get her
Sorry,
name
this
right.
is Love
God.
Kate.
You guys are friends now.
30-year-old woman asking me where I'm sitting, if I live with any of my singular grandmother.
If you're living alone,
That
where exactly you live.
believes me when I tell her that was Mrs. Stix. This is her. And like I looked at this picture and I'm like,
Wait,
there's
she lives in
trash
Florida, right?
on the floor behind her everywhere. That's a dirty yard. A very dirty yard. So I go, did you get gum stuck in your hair? Because I hate it when that happens. Because it looks like she's trying to pull gum out of her hair. Like her dad's like, stand still, let me take a cute picture of you. And she's like, hold on, I got gum in my hair. So I feel like, you know, trying to pull the gum out of her hair. So I asked her, is the gum in the hair the issue here? She says no, she didn't have gum in her hair. I said, well, you need to clean the roof of your shed. There's like leaves all over and there are clothes on the walkway. Like this is not a good looking picture. If you're looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend and you see they don't maintain their yard at all and they have clothes, trash, leaves all over the rooftop, you know that, you know, they're probably very dirty, very low levels of hygiene. So I brought that up. I'm like, you need to clean that shit. That is gross. So she goes, okay, what is your occupation for a living? And I said, I do YouTube and I stream sometimes. Shameless plug. I know. Wow, Stix, how did you transition so flawlessly into plugging your stream while streaming, while reading a conversation you were having? I'm a professional. I do this for a living. I said, keyword being sometimes. Fix Your App Twitch is annoying about that, and he never stops bringing it up. So, I don't know if Fix Your App Twitch is still here, but you mentioned earlier you were looking for someone that that might be interested, and I have someone right here, Love Kate, that might be interested in you. So Fix Your App Twitch is annoying about that, and never stops bringing it up. And she goes, I work as a storekeeper and I do delivery some items, others from store. And I'm like, this girl did not get an education. And that is very evident due to the fact that she lives in that kind of environment.
Did you see what Hikari said?
If they don't maintain their yard, they probably don't maintain their lawn either. Mm-hmm. Wow. I said, well, you know, a storekeeper doing delivery of some items, others from store sounds very fulfilling. And she goes, don't you like my job? I need to work to help my grandma. And I'm like, oh no, your job sounds great. She goes, oh, thanks. I hope your wife will not get mad at you making a chat with me. And I said, well, I don't see why she'd get mad at me replying to someone that sent me a message. I'm great at replying to messages.
No, you are not.
Like, I respond to everyone that sends me a message. Ignore all these unopened messages on the side of the screen here. That's just a very rare occurrence. But I'm great at replying to messages. Happens all the time. She goes, oh, that sounds good. I believe we can keep a good conversation and be good friends to each other.
Oh, God.
Good friends. And I'm like, I love making new friends. I'm just bad at maintaining them. Again, like, I didn't say a single untrue thing this entire conversation. Try to make the maintenance of that. Giving good conversations all the time, it can bring up good friendships together. She's very wise. She is very wise. I appreciate that I have her as a long-term friend now. And I said, like my mother always told me, good friendships are like good chips, and together can make great friendships. My mother was also wise, and she said, yes, if you can keep this. She did not appreciate the wise words of wisdom I gave her. And I said, keyword being if. She said, how long have you been in a relationship with your wife? I'm like, oh, okay. Shit. This is definitely an alt account of Mrs. Stix. She's verifying that I know how long we've been married for.
I don't even know how long we've been married for. How long have we been married? What is our anniversary's coming up, right?
Yes.
When is it?
November 13th or 14th, one of the two.
Is it, okay, one of those.
So how long have you been in a relationship with your wife? And I said, 5 years, although if you ask her, it probably feels like 50. And she goes, oh, that sounds sweet. I have been single since my rich man hurt me and married another woman in Thailand. Ever since my rich man hurt me and married another woman in Thailand.
Perfect. Let's hook her up with Fix Your App Twitch. Let's go.
Ever since then, I've been single. I haven't been able to find another rich man. The horror. That got dark. It did. I said, if it's Thailand, are we okay, that was a little inappropriate. But I was just testing. I was testing the boundaries here, okay, of how she would respond to these different things, okay? That's why I brought up my parents were dead. That's why I brought up, so I was testing the boundaries of how willing she would be to continue to pursue this if she heard the things I was saying and the history that I had. Okay. So I was curious how bad of a human being she was. She goes, since my rich man hurt me and married another woman in Thailand, I haven't met nor do I trust any men to date in this life. So sad. It's so sad, chat. Ever since her rich man cheated on her in Thailand, she just hasn't been able to trust another man. And I was like, yeah, finding a good man to trust is difficult. Because it is. It is. Love Kate responded with, he went for a project in Thailand, so he met a woman over there, and then he decided to marry her. Oh, the horror.
Tiny violin music.
And I said, well, Mrs. Stix hasn't trusted me since I stole the last cookie from Crumble Cookies and blamed it on our neighbor.
I still have never forgotten you doing that. I still don't forgive you.
So I understand. She's unable to trust men. Mrs. Stix also does not. And then I said, because she goes, he went for a project in Thailand and then he married her. And I was like, oh, so she was the project, huh? Ooh. And she goes, my ex-man sent me a text. He found a woman and she's pregnant for him. And I'm like, excuse me, what? My ex-man, not my ex-boyfriend, not my ex-husband, my ex-man, my ex-rich man. He sent me a text. He found out that the woman he cheated on me with is pregnant. And I said, you know what? At the very least, he found happiness. Because he did. He's happy now. He got away from this psycho. Was he Wolverine and X-Men? Good question. So I said, at least he found happiness. And she goes, yeah. And I said, maybe one day you will too. She goes, but I was hurt. When that will come to pass, no one I can call my lover or my man. Oh, fuck. She has no one to call her lover or her man. But she was hurt. I said, well, if I could find a wife, I'm sure you can find yourself a man. You just gotta work hard and never give up. Never surrender. And yes, I totally made that up right there. She goes, sure, I hope we can be good friends for all time. I'm like, yes, we have connected and bonded on a level that I have never connected or bonded with another human being in my life. I said, yes, definitely. We shall be best friends forever. And she goes, forever. No matter what happens in life. No matter what comes between us, we shall remain the best of friends forever. I felt a kinship with Love Kate. Does Love Kate get her happy ending? Maybe she will, maybe she will. Maybe you'll have to wait to find out in the next exciting episode. I said, that sounds good to me. She goes, you are a good friend. I want to sleep, my friend. And I said, no problem. Well, good night then. She goes, can we chat in the morning? Sweet dreams. My regards to her. See you in the morning.
Oh, God.
Sweet dreams. My regards to her. And I'm like,
she's gonna kill me.
And then the next morning she wakes up and goes, hey, What's up? Good morning, my dear friend. And then a few hours later, hey. And that was admittedly the last time I ever spoke to her.
So I gotta ask, okay? How come you get messages like this? Like, this isn't even the first of its kind that you have received. Like, guys need to up their game and be like, love Kate. You know, I just get a dick pic. They're just like, dick pic. That's their opening statement, dick pic. There is absolutely nothing that they could show me that I have not already seen. As a nurse, I just want you to know, for how many years I have worked as a nurse, I have seen over 2,000 penises. You cannot impress me. I have seen them all. I have seen them turtlenecked. I have seen them small. I have seen them removed. I have seen them in different colors, different stages of disease. There is nothing you can show me that I haven't seen.